Let's Play ASMR video, and today I'm going to be going over my 2021 NBA playoff predictions. I'm recording this right after the play-in tournament has ended, so this is going to be going up on the day that playoffs start. But the brackets are now officially set, and I wanted to make sure I got this video up in time for the playoffs. So, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting playoff season. So I'll go ahead and mark down 2021. Forgive my handwriting. I guess this is kind of a handwriting reveal for the channel. So we've got the East, and we've got the West, and let's see, so I printed off like an old school playoff bracket so we can fill them in together and kind of go through each little bracket and go through our picks. I tried to find one online, but there weren't any good ones that you could actually fill in your picks for. So first up, in the East, we've got the Philadelphia 76ers as the #1 seed, and I thought that it was the Bucks at first, but I think they snuck in there by one game. And in the first series here, I believe they're going to be playing the Washington Wizards. So we'll fill that in. Excuse my handwriting, it is not the best, but here we are. And then in the 4th spot, we've got the New York Knicks, which is pretty incredible, the turnaround season that they have had. They'll be taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Next up, we've got the 2 seed. That is the oh, that's the neck. Yeah, that's the neck. I can't talk. So it's gonna be the Brooklyn Nets against the Boston Celtics. And last but not least, we've got the Milwaukee Bucks as the 3 seed. Taking on the, oh gosh, the Miami Heat. Is that an M, or we'll go ahead and, oh, that looks worse. Okay. I'll do better on the next round, don't worry. So, in the West, for the 1 seed, we have got the Utah Jazz, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, that they were able to take the 1 seed in the West. That is a good team right there. And they are going to be taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Up next, in the 4 seed, we've got the Clippers. And they're going to be taking on my team, the Dallas Mavericks, again for the 2nd year in a row. That is my team. We'll put a little star next to it. That's some good stuff. And for the 2 seed in the West, we've got the Phoenix Suns. And I believe they're taking on the LA much all they've got. I don't think they're going to have any answer for Joel Embiid. And I think Ben Simmons is going to have a solid series as well. So, for this one, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. So we'll go 76ers, and let's say 4-1. I'm going to guess that they take it out in 5 games. Okay, so next up we've got the New York Knicks against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, this is going to be a very tightly contested series. Neither of these teams are necessarily stacked roster-wise, although Julius Randle is having an incredible season. That dude is going to be a great, great player. I mean, he's very good, but that was such a good pickup for the Knicks, and he's really, I mean, just a few years ago for the Lakers, he was good, but he wasn't like he is now. Like, he can shoot, he can drive, he can get to the bucket, and not to mention he is a big dude. And of course, the Atlanta Hawks have Trae Young. They've got a pretty deep team. Both teams are, they're very balanced, I would say. So I think this is a series that is going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out series, but in the end, the Knicks are going to win a playoff series 4-3. Shout out to CMP. Sorry about your Hawks, but they're done. That was kind of mean. I apologize for that. Was a little excessive. I take that back. Now, let's check out the other brackets here. So we've got the Nets and the Celtics. Let's go Bucks and Heat. So, Bucks and Heat. Now the Heat went to the finals last season, of course, and I believe they lost it. I think it was 6 games, right? They lost to the Lakers in the finals. The Miami Heat are also a deep team. They've got Jimmy Butler, they've got Tyler Hero, they've got Bam Adebayo, they've got Duncan Robinson, so they've got shooters out there. But the Bucks are stacked. Of course, they have Giannis, they have Drew Holiday, they've got Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez can kind of shoot it up from 3. Not gonna lie, shot's kind of wet. I think that the Bucks are just the better team. Both teams are. These two teams are gonna have much better players than from this series. I think overall the Bucks have the advantage, and they have Giannis. So I'm gonna take the Bucks. We're gonna go for 2. So I think they win in 6 games, and the Heat are done after 1 series. Now we've got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics. I am surprised that the Celtics had the year that they did after doing so well last year. They were one of the top seeds in the East last year. They've kind of struggled with injuries this season, and Jaylen Brown is out for the year, which is a big loss. He was coming on strong for them this year. I think he was averaging north of 20 points a game this year. He had a major improvement, so props to him. They've also got Jason Tatum, of course, Marcus Smart. They've got a solid team, but the Nets, man, the Nets, they are so gotta go with the Nets. I think the Celtics will sneak in it one game at home. But after that, nothing. Alright. So for the West, first round we've got Utah Jazz versus the Memphis Grizzlies. I gotta give props to the Grizzlies for making it through the play-in tournament, which I'm not gonna give my deep thoughts on right now. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan, but I don't know. It's just one season. I think they could tweak it a little bit, but I'm not a fan of the Grizzlies making it after this season that Steph had, and the Warriors were the 8th seed, and they still don't make the playoffs. I don't really like that, but we'll see how they tweak it going forward. So before we get into that, Steph had a great year. This game was insane. I hope you guys got to watch it. The Grizzlies and the Warriors went to OT, and Steph did pretty much everything he could, but man, he had no help. Ja Morant is a beast, though, for the Grizzlies. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, and I don't know how sold I am on the Jazz. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. They're going to take this series 4-2. So next up, we've got the Clippers versus my Dallas Mavericks. Now, this is a rematch from last year, and I love the Mavericks so much. Last year's playoffs were a ton of fun to watch, especially that Luka buzzer beater against the Clippers. That was awesome. That was so dope. But I gotta remain objective here. The Clippers have got Kawhi, they've got Paul George, and I just feel like all around they're a better team, and I hate to say it. I don't know. I don't think my Dallas Mavericks are gonna make it through here. I hate doing this. I really do. But we're gonna go Clippers here, and we're gonna go. Oh my God, this feels so bad to write. I'm gonna give the Mavericks 3 games. Just because I love them. I was gonna go 4-2, but I gotta hope that we put up a good fight. Alright, so next up we've got the Phoenix Suns versus the LA Lakers. Now, this is interesting. The Phoenix Suns are a very interesting team. They really just kind of burst onto the scene this year. Before this season, they weren't doing too much, but now that they've got Chris Paul kind of leading the way for them, they've got Devin Booker, they've got DeAndre Ayton, and they're a very, very solid team. I'll give them that. And this is the one I'm very conflicted on, because I feel like if the Suns are somehow able to make it out of this round, I feel like they could make a run to at least the conference finals. At least. If not, the finals. And wouldn't that be crazy if Chris Paul was able to lead a team to the finals, like, at this age? That would be insane. But the LA Lakers have got LeBron, and they've got Anthony Davis, and I can't bet against LeBron. Not yet. Not yet. I think it'll be a close series, but I think overall Trailblazers have got Damian Lillard, they've got CJ McCollum, they've got Norman Powell, and Nurkic is pretty good in the paint as well. This is a tough one. Trailblazers are going to pull off the upset here. And they're gonna win this one in 7 games. Okay. Alright, so next up we've got the 76ers versus the Knicks. Now, I just think in this situation it's pretty straightforward. I think the 76ers are just the better team. I think the Knicks are going to be very beaten down trying to get through this series. I think the 76ers will have plenty of rest. And I don't think they'll have an answer for Embiid. So, for this one, I'm taking the 76ers again. Let's go. I don't think they're challenged too much in this one. 4-1. Now, this is quite the matchup, and I am hoping and praying it comes down to this. Nets and Bucks. I hope these happen to make this happen. I would love to see Kevin Durant versus Giannis. Both of them. I mean, Kevin Durant, I would say towards the end of his prime, but he's like still so good. It's insane. And Giannis just coming into his prime, like they are both just complete animals. I think overall the Nets are going to be too powerful for the Bucks, though. I think they're too stacked. They're going to have just so many players on the floor at all times that can score. There are at least 4 players on the court at any given time for the Nets that can give you 30 points. So I'm gonna go with the Nets. Nets, and we'll do 4-2. I would love to take the Bucks, but I still think Giannis needs another year or 2 to lead his team to the finals. So next up we've got the Jazz and the Clippers. Now, the Jazz, who is the Clippers center? Do they still have Zubac? Or Zubats? I don't know how it is. I know they've also got Ibaka on their team. But they'll have to deal with Rudy Gobert in the paint protecting the rim. So that'll make things a little bit tougher for Kawhi and Paul George. However, I think the Clippers are just too good to lose to the Jazz in a 7-game series. And I don't think it'll go 7. I think it'll go 6 games. I think it'll be the Clippers. 4-2. Next up, we've got the Trailblazers and the Lakers. And this is going to be a fun one to watch because this is just one of those series where if the Trailblazers are going to win, Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum or both, one or both of them is going to have to go out of their mind to win these games. which kind of frees up Kyrie Irving and probably leaves Blake Griffin with a smaller defender on him, but that remains to be seen. Again, I think the Nets are too good. I think the Nets win it, and I think they win it in 7 games, and the only reason it goes 7 is because Joel Embiid has an incredible series, but it's just not good enough. So let's go ahead and clear these out. So next up we've got the Clippers and the Lakers. Now, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a good matchup right here. The thing is, gosh, I'm not like one of those people that's all over LeBron, but I just don't think LeBron will let Kawhi beat him again. Not after that loss to them in, what was that, 2012? Was it 2012? I think it was 2012. Against the Spurs when he played for the Heat. Granted, Kawhi was very young at the time, but I think LeBron is just better still at this age. And it's going to be very dependent on not just how LeBron and AD are playing, but how healthy they are. So I think if either of them gets hurt, I honestly think you might be able to just toss away a series. Like, they might lose completely. But outside of that, I think playoff P will come up extremely small again. We're gonna go Lakers. We're gonna go Lakers in 6. And now we've got the Lakers versus the Nets in the final. This is gonna be a great, great matchup. KD versus LeBron. Who wins it, guys? Who is going to win? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Except, I know. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot to mention that James Harden also plays for the Nets. And that guy's pretty good. So, man, I don't know if there's any team on this page that could beat the Nets in a 7-game series. But the Lakers have this guy from Akron, LeBron James. That guy's pretty good at basketball. I think he'll push them. He'll give them a run for their money. If the Lakers are going to win this series, they have to play some insane defense. They need somebody who's going to lock down Harden. I would imagine LeBron will be on KD, and Anthony Davis will be on Blake Griffin, most likely. So it'll be interesting to see the matchups. Who is going to guard James Harden? Who is going to guard Kyrie Irving? You kind of have that LeBron versus Kyrie storyline, which I think they're cool, but the media likes to talk it up, and they definitely will. They definitely will if this does play out. So it's gonna be like, I can see it already. Can Kyrie win a championship without LeBron, and can LeBron win without Kyrie? That sort of thing. But I think the Nets are just too good. I think they win this one, and I think they are much, much better than the Lakers. They win this is in the same boat as well. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Mavericks fan, but if we're able to get back past the Clippers, I think we would have a good chance against one of these two teams in the next round. But, anywho, these are my picks for the 21 playoffs. Let me know down below what you guys think of these picks, what you guys picked for your brackets, who you think's gonna win, all of that good stuff. But as of right now, I'm going with the Nets. I would love if we somehow made that happen, but I gotta be realistic here. I think it'll be the Nets. I think they're just way too good this year. They're so stacked. It's crazy. If anyone can pull it off, I guess it would be probably be LeBron. That would be very, very fitting. Anyway, guys.